And we are live. Welcome back to Charts Tracker, everybody. This is your host, Tina. Hope all of you have had a good weekend so far, a nice one. Weekend for Bitcoin has been so and so. It's the weekly candle close. It just closed like 16 minutes ago, so let's just go ahead and have a look at it. Waste no time. So, I already tweeted, or I take that back. X tweeted about this. Now we're just gonna go in depth. Howley, welcome to the show. Glad you made it. Hope you've had a good weekend so far. I've been seeing your, like, we're always active on Discord on daily basis, like on the weekends when I'm not live. So always interesting things we discuss with Howley. So glad to have you here. All right, so weekly candle close. It is here. It is upon us. We have our first negative momentum on the oscillators as well, as you guys can see. Our first negative bar on the histogram. And plus, on top of that, negative MACD. At last, like it's just been hovering around. At last, now we have a negative MACD, okay? So, MACD just went bearish. Our size still above neutral. What's fine is this, okay? What's fine is this. We're still above 28,600-ish, 28,000, 500-ish on the weekly. Still not close below that level. But since looks like the bears last week, bears kind of, took the balls to their court, so they are kind of showing their face at the moment. So I wouldn't be shocked, like, if we come down. There is a higher chance that we do now. If we come down, it's fine. What we do not want to see is a weekly candle close around 28,000. Let's just say 28.4 to 28.6-ish, okay? If we see any close below 28.4-ish on the weekly chart, there is a high chance this can continue a bit lower, guys, okay? So if we see it come down, if we see something like this instead, because we have to talk about different scenarios, right? In case one or the other happens. So if we see something like this happen, it pulls down, and then somewhere around these, pulled down a bit too much, pulls down to these levels, okay, somewhere around these areas, finds some type of support and starts, turning back up. Not a bad thing. What is not good is if it comes down, breaks below this level, with strength on the weekly candle, then yeah, we have to look at things a bit differently if that happens. Until that happens, yeah, this is a 50% chance and the other one is a 50% chance. So we'll see what happens now, okay? If this happens, good. If it doesn't, by the dip, opportunity will be here soon. Let's have a look at the daily and see what's going on there. The hidden divergence there, let's just call it, positive, just to make it simple for you guys, is still here, still not out of the picture. Hold on, let me just remove this. It's still here, and it's gonna be here until we see a daily candle close below 25, which is a far way to go right now at the moment. It doesn't mean it can never happen. Anything's a possibility. That's why we're gonna, try to manage this the best way possible. So hidden divergence still here, positive divergence still here. That hasn't changed. It's only gonna become invalid if we see a close below this level right here, okay? On the daily, like, we're still holding above 29,100 and 20-ish, which is not bad. But if we see a close below this level, eventually we could see 28,300-ish, that level, on the weekly, that we shouldn't break below for this to continue, for this trend to continue, okay? But if that happens, if we see a close below this area, next level on the daily support is right around these areas, and if that doesn't hold, yes, we could go lower. There's not much holding us until 27,300-ish. And if we look at the weekly, like, it is possible. If we see this close below this area, it is possible. That is the first support level. Then we have nothing until 26.6-ish. Okay, so in other words, daily candle needs to hold above this area. If it doesn't, most likely we pull back a bit more. So we're gonna take it step by step, but we are ready in case things go left. Then we're ready for where we can find some support areas where we expect some demand to come in. And if not, if there's no demand, of course we are gonna head down to the next level. Simple as that. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly. Everything is like still leaning towards the bearish side, also on the oscillator, so just gonna leave that there. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly. Okay, positive momentum on the oscillators. We got some volume coming in, but not much matching it up at the moment. Like, this is nice. Looking at the daily, we don't have anything that matches it, right? Like, there is barely, like, it's been declining and not much is happening, not much is happening, while price action is just going sideways. On the 4-hourly, a bit better. This is the thing, we need to see a 4-hourly candle close at least above 29,545-ish for this to continue a bit higher, which it still hasn't done. I mean, this is the chart we usually use. This was already X-tweeted, whatever we call it nowadays. I already posted about this on X, and for now, this S1 on the 4-hourly time frame, it held. We bounced off it. We went down a little bit, below the box, but it's okay. We bounced off it. Look, guys, like, we broke below the spear flag, okay? It's an upsloping parallel channel, but resembles a bear flag. So we broke below it, and now if we get rejected around these levels, that is more of an indication that this can continue downwards still. I do like this candle. On the hourly. There is some positive divergence also, which is also a good thing. Okay, so there's a decent chance we can move up, all the way here to at least, 29,400-ish. Question is, if we get back above the channel, like, is it just gonna be like a fake out, or actually gonna hold? Like, it's gonna snap back up and hold. If that happens, it means there is a chance we come back to these levels, this 29,500-ish area, and maybe break back within the channel. There is a chance, but prior weekly close is kind of telling us the chances are minimal at the moment. Plus this bearish divergence, like not bearish divergence, bearish MACD that we just have, also not giving me a good feels for the bulls. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. No, where? Okay, there it is. Yeah. Like if you think about it, we are holding, you know, some type of a trend line. So we've pulled back here. We've pulled back here. Could we pull back here? Like that would be all the way to $28-ish thousand. Like if that happens and this holds around these areas, like 27.6, 27, you know, 28-ish, it would not be that bad. It wouldn't be that bad. So yeah, that's it for Bitcoin. In short, you know, the important levels, you know, what we need to get above, you know what we need to hold, or what Bitcoin needs to hold. We're still stuck between resistance, you know, and support. Like price action is still stuck. So yeah, we're still going sideways pretty much. Okay, let's see what else next. Ethereum's pretty much, you know, going also sideways, but let's discuss what's going on the weekly. MACD bearish, negative momentum on the oscillators. RSI still, you know, above neutral, but more than that, not much is going on. We do have our weekly candle close, prior weekly candle close below this trend line. It's that, you know, daily trend line drawn on the daily. Like bears look like they are in control at the moment. Like, look, we're going sideways, but in the shorter time frames, looks like, you know, bears still in control. Weekly, it's still going sideways, right? As long as Ethereum holds above 1,810-ish on the weekly, it is fine. If we see any weekly candle close below that level, decent chance we pull back to these areas, okay, which is a level of interest, like at least for a long, in my opinion, okay, like not financial advice, just saying levels of interest if, you know, we come down a little bit, okay, like, and we see a close below this level. Epic Stoic, welcome to the show. Glad you made it, and good morning. Let's have a look at the daily. As you guys can see, we're still holding these levels. It's like we do have some type of demand around these areas. Question is it gonna hold? Is it gonna break? By the looks of it, looks like, yeah, there is a chance. Why I'm gonna say this before I say it, let me explain. There is some nice divergence, you know, developing, like some positive divergence developing. It's only gonna become invalid if we see a close below 1,843-ish. So there is a chance we pull up to these areas, but can we snap back up above this trend line is the question. If we do, next resistance is around 1,940-ish, 30-ish areas, which I've been talking about many times, and it's still an interesting area. Okay, so we'll see what happens. So there is a chance we push up because we do have some positive divergence. We are just, you know, going sideways. Prior daily candle close so and so, but you know, it's in a sideways range. If we go in depth, if we do this and I draw a channel right here, just to show you what I'm talking about. Notice we're still going sideways. So, oh, sinner, I thought you were somebody new. Well, I'm glad. Either way, I'm glad you're here. So glad you made it, and good morning again. I thought it was somebody new, like you're a camouflage with your names. I mean, with your username. So we're just going sideways at the moment. Okay, we keep on being rejected around these levels, so there's a chance, you know, we come back to these areas. But question is, are we gonna snap back above this trend line or not? And then the question after that is, can we, you know, close above that level? Can we come to 28k? Sure, we can come to 28k. Absolutely, we can come to 28k. But for us to come to 28k, we need to at least break, you know, below this level. Like, it's everything step by step, right? If we're gonna talk about 28k, at least, you know, 28.3, we need to see a daily candle close below 29,100 ish. Okay, we need to see a weekly candle close below 28,000. Get the weekly, just a daily is enough. Okay, if we can see a close below 29,100 ish, there is a decent chance we can come to the lows of 28k, which is around 28, you know, 4 ish, 28.3 ish, and then we'll see what happens from there. So yeah, there is a chance for that to happen. There is a chance for that to happen. What I'm thinking is, doesn't matter, you know, both Bitcoin and Ethereum, if we can see a just, you know, mini bounce from these levels first. Like, we do have some positive divergence on the daily. Looking at Ethereum also for hourly, we also have some positive divergence. So I'm just waiting for more confirmations for that, you know, for it, you know, to tell me, okay, like there's a decent chance for that to happen, because I don't see it yet. But so far we do have some positive divergence, and I'm liking the wick, the 4-hourly prior wick on the 4-hourly time frame, which could pull Ethereum at least to these levels. But from there we'll see what happens, right? Let me remove this. Just wanted to show you that we are going sideways, right? Why I'm saying we're going sideways on the daily. You can see it more clearly on the 4-hourly time frame, right? We got some sell pressure going in, looking at the volume, but it's not really matching up with the candlesticks, right? Like, look at this volume, sell pressure, but can we see it here? No, right? Looking at the hourly, okay, like this candle as well, right at support, good. We got some positive divergence on the hourly also. Okay, on the hourly, our resistance is a bit different. Let me show you. First hourly resistance, they're gonna change the color soon. And second one here, this is hourly, so, and resistance. Okay, cool. Awesome. So yeah, I had a question the other day. Why I draw the boxes like, you know, resistance areas and support areas as S1s, R1s, R2s, S2s, and so on and so forth. Like, why there's not just one, and why I add the time frames to it. Simple. If we can't see an R1, you know, if we can't see price action break above R1 on the hourly time frame, okay, this is the hourly time frame, then most likely we won't see that R1, you know, on the 4-hourly time frame, right? If we can't see, you know, the S1 on the hourly time frame break, then most likely we can't see S1 on the daily get hit. Simple as that. So we zoom in, we look at different time frames because one way to get wrecked is to just focus on one time frame and just expect, you know, just wait for that. But then maybe you miss a support area on the hourly, right? And then while you're waiting for this one, it never gets hit because, you know, the hourly is actually holding, okay? It's like, and vice versa when it comes to resistance, right? So hopefully that makes it clear for those who maybe were confused. Hopefully that makes it clear. So that's Ethereum, okay? And we can move on because there's not much to add. Not much to add. Yes, nerds, sometimes it's about the little things, little informations, right? Small informations make a big difference, or at least, you know, less is more, more is less, that kind of thing. All right, let's move on and have a look at some other altcoins. I heard CRV. There was something that happened with CRV. Hold on. Some sort of hack, if I'm not mistaken. This happened like a bit earlier. Yeah, some hacker attacked the CRV versus Ethereum pool and stole 7 million CRVs and $40 million of wrapped ETH. Okay, so this happened today. Price actually went, look at this. Look at this. Almost hit negative, almost hit zero, almost. So that happened today. It was came from nowhere. Let's have a look at CRV versus ETH as well. Just compare, okay, this it's just been down sloping and keeps on going. It keeps on going. CRV versus USDT. Well, maybe some are, I don't know. Sinner, I have no idea. Maybe some are, but this, like, there are definitely, you know, people who are just bad actors who just, you know, this is their way of making a living. Unfortunately, this is not this is just evil. I can't call it, you know, smart or anything. It's just, you know, hurting other people. So CRV USDT, not much of a change, but CRV versus wrapped ETH had a big hit. I'm actually not so interested in this one. Like, still holding on. We are at support. While we're looking at it, I guess why not? We can just have a look, right? Here's our support areas on the weekly. So support weekly time frame. Gosh, look at that volume. not to be that type of way, but it's actually like it's look, if we do not see a close below this level, okay, which is around 0.566 on the daily, we could see some nice, you know, divergence, you know, kind of play out ish soon. Like let it come down a little bit, okay, let it come down a little bit to these areas, you know, with the body and so on. And if we manage not to see a close below this level, it could maybe build some positive divergence. We'll see. But at the moment, looking at this, there's nothing telling me that the bears are away. Okay, look at the volume from this. Look at the candle. I mean, negative momentum on the oscillators. MACD is bearish. Everything is saying this could pretty much continue. Prior weekly candle close also telling us bears in control, so yep, that's CRV, that's it. If we see a bounce from these areas, first resistance would be around these levels. Hold on. CRV versus USDT. This is on the hourly, okay? Yeah, because we could see a bounce on the hourly. I'm not gonna be shocked if we see it come to these levels. R2. Okay, cool. Bueno, okay. Let's move on. We have to talk about Dodge. We have to talk about Dodge because Dodge weekly candle closed not in a bad way. Like it closed in an okay-ish way, okay? Like we do have some negative divergence, but this close did not close in a bad way. On top of that, it closed above 0.07758, you know, critical areas. So there is a decent chance we could go all the way to 0.09-ish by the looks of things. We hit resistance on, you know, the weekly and the daily. We do have some resistance around these levels, tongue-tied. Excuse me, guys. And we do have some negative divergence, okay? So if price, you know, comes to these levels, fails to close above this area, We could see some negative divergence become respected. If that happens, like we could, pull back to these areas. If that happens after hitting this level, just pull back from that area. But looks like bulls are still here. I mean, if we compare it to Bitcoin, for example, which we saw, had that negative, MACD, negative momentum on the weekly as well. This is looking a tad better, right? Volume is so and so. I mean, it's there, but really can't say it's good enough, but it's good. RSI above neutral. Okay, on the daily. Daily has managed to hold above this level so far, 0.07786. Not a bad thing, but any close below that level, like first support I'm gonna be looking at is around 0.074-ish, but right now we're holding, not much has happened. All the way here is support. Twitter changed name, getting worse day by day. Right now, I don't know what to say like after tweeting, I have no idea what to call it. Like tweeting, ex-tweeting, xing. I have no idea. Okay, so first support on the daily right here. We're going sideways at the moment. There are no signs right now. There are no signs telling us bulls are in full control. This is why, okay? On the daily especially, we do have some bad divergence that is developing. So we need a close after closing above this area. On the weekly, okay? Actually, let me do this, okay? Both on weekly and daily, we need to close above 0.095-ish. If that doesn't happen, there's a decent chance for a bad divergence to become respected. If that happens, that is a problem when we reach these levels, okay? Just gonna mark this one, hold on. X, yep, X. We're being X'd. So we're just, stalling around resistance at the moment. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly. Okay, holding at support. This is not bad. We need to see a close above this level. Okay, just gonna change this. Remove this a little bit so everything's clearer. Okay, R1. when we think about it, guys. Altcoins are not doing that bad-ish. Like they're fine. They're fine. Like if you think about it, in general, they are doing decent-ish. It's not a bad thing. Okay, so this is the resistance, first one for the 4-hourly. This R3 on the daily. We had R2 right here, so we're gonna change this to R2 instead. Yeah, 4-hourly looks like it could, you know, probably continue a bit more. Or continue in the direction it is at, right? Okay, cool. We can move on. Well, this was just beautiful. Just beautiful. What a bounce from Bitcoin. Being rejected here. Again. So S1 for hourly held and R1 for hourly held. So Bitcoin is respecting support and resistance areas so far. Let's move on. Aptos prior weekly candle close, can't do much about it. We will let it be, but looking at this, guys, I'm gonna say it now. Aptos is looking juicy. Okay, it's looking juicy. There is some signs telling us that the bears are losing steam, number one. We do have also some positive divergence around these levels, number two. Like, one could maybe, you know, see this, you know, as an entry level, like with a stop loss, you know, somewhere on these areas, and, you know, target somewhere on these levels. Okay, now I'm talking about 7.5-ish, 7.8-ish for a start. But this one is looking juicy on the daily. It's gonna stop looking juicy if we see a daily candle close below 6.94-ish, then it's a different, you know, thing. But at the moment, this is looking juicy, guys. Yeah, I wouldn't be ignoring this one. We've been going sideways. We are, you know, at the bottom of the channel, or the level where it's been acting as support, right? We do have some, you know, wicks to the upside, like I can continue like that. We need some volume though. Okay, we need some volume, but the fact that it's just, you know, holding on is not a bad thing. On the hourly, we do have this beautiful hammer as well. So yeah, on the daily, this one is looking interesting, very interesting. So from this level to this level, we're talking about 8 to 10% ish. if T is respected. Okay, that is Aptos. I mean, this is the trader's heaven, right? Trader's heaven. And now we're at levels of interest again. Instead of, you know, going in here, one could maybe see that here is a better area to enter NFA, but you get the idea, right? Okay, not gonna add more into it. That is it for Aptos. I mean, it's looking interesting, just interesting. Okay, all right, let's move on. Let's move on next. Comp. The days when we were talking about this one, when it when it was around $28, was beautiful days, just beautiful days. Went up, respected resistance and everything, pulled back down, gave one another chance to enter, and then pulled back up. Now, weekly, we got positive momentum on the oscillators. There is some negative divergence though that is in development. Okay, it is building and it's only gonna become invalid if we can see a close above $173. Now, question is that possible? Can we see it around these areas? And yeah, it is possible if we can see a close above on a weekly note. If you can see a close above just $100. Okay, let's just say 101-ish, $100. There's a decent chance it could eventually go all the way up here. And then we'll see what happens from there, right? Monthly, like, it is looking fine. We only have 23 hours left for the monthly candle close, so tomorrow is also gonna be an interesting stream, so we'll see what happens. But on the daily, guys, we're building positive divergence, okay, on both oscillators. Like, most likely that this continues a bit to the upside. When we know that is not gonna happen is if we see a close below this level. Okay, support around these areas, 64 to 57-ish dollars on the daily. Hold on, this weekly. Weekly is right here, and weekly candle close below, you know, 50-ish dollars. Okay, and I'm being a bit conservative now. Any close below $51 on a weekly could pull us to these levels, but right now, if I'm looking for pullbacks, it's pullbacks so I can look for entries, if anything, because it's not looking horrible, right? It's just that we are at resistance when it comes to comp right now. We are at resistance, so we're not gonna ignore that fact. We almost tapped this resistance as well. We came all the way to $86. This is around 93, so just, you know, a few dollars away. So I'm gonna keep an eye just to see what happens. Keep a close eye on this one. But yeah, first support on the daily right here. We need to see a close above $86 for this, you know, to push a bit higher to at least 100. And after that, yeah, not much holding us until these levels. But I remove this one or hide it. And then just like that, we're done. Okay. So any close above this level, next area around these areas. And after that, on the weekly, if you can see a close above this level right here, $170-ish. Okay, 171, somewhere on that level. Yeah, we could push higher to at least, you know, 190-ish. So we'll take it step by step. This is not looking that bad, but we are at resistance, so keeping an eye on it. For hourly, we're just going sideways at the moment. I mean, on the daily. We need to break above this resistance on the 4 hour. We need to see a close above $77. $77. If we can see that, yeah. Push to test at least, you know, the recent highs. At least. Okay, and we can move on. What's going on with Bitcoin? Is it being rejected there? Is it being respected? Yeah, right now that R1 4 hourly time frame, I forgot to mark that it's 4 hourly. Hold on. It's acting as resistance. If you can see a close above this level, above 29,550-ish, you know, let's be a bit flexible. Then of course, there's a higher chance that we reach these levels, right? let's see now. Let's see if we can get back, you know, back within this big channel, and this gets dismissed as resistance, because if that happens, yeah, 30k possible again, okay, at least for now. And any close above, you know, 30,500 ish, guys, there's no resistance around these, at least until these levels again, okay? So far, we've had a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, CRV, Aptos, and Comp. Link looks ready to do something as well on the 4-hourly, but we'll have a look at the weekly and see what's going on and so forth. But first, gonna bring a bottle of water and then we can continue. Just a minute, guys. Gonna keep the Bitcoin chart on and be back in a minute. Okay, let's go on. Let's move on. All right. Gala was also respecting some type of a channel, like resembling also a bear flag. Broke down below it. On the daily at the moment though, we are at support. If I just do this, notice we are at support, right? Looks like a 4-hourly, you know, support. Which is holding also for the daily price action, like it's holding the daily price action at the moment. There is no positive divergence, nothing like that on the weekly. Really, it's not looking that, neither this or that, because we're going sideways. Like prior weekly candle close could have been better, like, but yeah, volume is not matching up with it. You got positive momentum on the oscillators. MACD is bullish. Look, as long as we can, you know, we manage to hold this support level, should probably do this. It's fine. And if it like if it fails to hold, like if we see any 4-hourly candle close below this area right here, like yeah, there's a decent chance we can pull back all the way to 0.01856, 0.015 ish. But by the looks of this prior daily candle close, there's something telling us that the bears are a little bit tired, but not completely tired yet. I'd love some more confirmations. Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm loving the action on the 4-hourly time frame. I'm loving how the Easters are looking there. So we do have some positive divergence. So we could pull back all the way to 0.02382. This is so ridiculous, but this is not my fault. Okay, this is what the chart is telling us. We could pull back to these areas around 0.02355. Like it's a weak trend, okay, to 0.02380. Until we can see a 4-hourly candle close above 0.02385 ish. It's a weakish trend, okay? Our first resistance is around 0.024 ish. Our next resistance is around 0.0245 ish. Like there's resistance ahead, like level, like not so far away from each other. The next resistance shows up, and then so on and so forth. Gala. Let's have a look at the monthly. At the monthly, we are also at support. This is like this one. I'd rather wait it out. And see what it's trying to do. Because, yes, beautiful right here, right? Then we have some sort of a negative divergence developing at the same time on the 4-hourly time frame. So we need that close above at least 0.024-ish on a 4-hourly time frame for this to push a little bit more, okay? This is beautiful, but I need some follow through, okay? All right, let's see. Next. So many altcoins are giving me the same vibe right now. Okay, wait. So we got some type of hammer right there on the 4-hourly. We have some type of hammer right here on the 4-hourly as well. This is on Phantom. Right around support levels. There's no positive divergence yet. There is none. But MACD is also bearish. RSI below neutral. On the weekly, it's also at support. Phantom. Just because I'm saying it's at support, it doesn't mean like there's no next support, you know, below it. If this, you know, fails to hold. If it fails to hold, yes, we can come down a bit lower. But right now we are at support. I know prior weekly candle close doesn't look the best, but we are at support, okay? Let's have a look at the daily. Negative momentum on the oscillators. MACD is trying to go bullish. Okay, we do have some positive divergence on the daily. Okay, Count it out for me, guys. Do we have more bearish factors or do we have more bullish factors? Okay. We're at support. MACD's trying to go bullish. We got some positive divergence developing. Are you following? Why do altcoins look a tad better than Bitcoin? Now, ask yourselves this question. At least at the moment they are. On the early, okay, move kind of happened because we are at resistance right now. Okay, this is what we need. This is what we need to see on the 4 hourly for this to continue. We need to see a close above 0.2495. If we can see that, next resistance on the 4 hourly is around these levels. It's tight. I know it's tight, but if we can see a 4 hourly candle close above this area, then next resistance is around 0.2766-ish. Okay, after that, there's not much holding us until all the way until these levels. Okay, 0.31-ish to 0.33-ish. Okay, so arm 1, R2, and if R2 is broken, then see eventual next major resistance on the daily at least. This is for the 4 hourly. Okay, so if we manage to break above the 4 hourly resistance, then see at that daily resistance, right here, R1, R2, somewhere on these levels. Okay, okay, awesomeness. Done with that as well. Right, LTC, I think, wait. Two days left, guys. 2 days left. Today 16 hours 47 minutes if you want to be to the dot. But let's have a look at the weekly. Still holding above this purple line, you know, important, good. It would have been even better if you can see a close above this level, for God's sake, above $96, like we've been stuck for a while now. I just stretch this, you guys realize, like, since the 16th of July, we've just been, you know, finding resistance around this level. So if we can see a close above this area, like above $96, next resistance would be around, you know, 98.53-ish, but major one is all the way up here, really. Okay. Right here, old resistance tried to act as support. Now it's acting as resistance again. We need to get back above this trend line for us to come back to these levels. Like, it's taking a bit time, but we have our first, you know, positive momentum on the oscillators. MACD just, you know, went bullish on the daily. We are holding above these levels as well, because I told you last time, if we see a close below this level, yes, there's a decent chance we come to these areas, but that hasn't happened yet. And if that doesn't happen, it means S1 daily time frame not gonna get tapped just yet, right? So we need to get above this level first, ASAP. ASAP. So we're gonna call this R1 on the 4-hourly time frame. We got R2 there. Prior weekly candle close. Pretty much neutral. Nice push to the upside. MACD, if I'm not mistaken, hold on, let's zoom in. Is it bearish? Yes, it is. Negative momentum, first negative momentum on the oscillator at least. RSI still above, you know, neutral. Not bad. Daily is looking like decent. It's looking fine. Just that we keep on being rejected around these levels. Like, if you zoom in, you can see it even more closely, right? I mean, more better, right? So yeah, that's Litecoin. If you can see a close above this level, even 4-hourly candle close, doesn't have to be a daily. 4-hourly candle close above this area. Next resistance is all the way up here, and it close above that level. Major one for the daily is around these levels, somewhere around 110-ish to 115-ish. Okay. Simplicito, and we are done with that one as well. Awesome. Guys, do you have any request? Let me know. Where the heck is Cardano? Okay, there. Prior weekly candle close is whatever. Like, look, Cardano, interesting. Like, if the weekly candle close was able to close above 0.3251-ish, it would have been very beautiful, because then, yes, we could have easily retested, not easily, but probabilities would have been higher for us, you know, to come and test 0.38 again. Right now, it is still feeling some pressure from the bears. Okay, so below this level, pretty much. I really do not need to draw another, you know, trend line. Gonna remove it actually, because it's somewhere on these levels, that resistance that I want it to break above on the weekly. Sorry, on the monthly is kind of, you know, it goes hand in hand with the daily and the weekly as well. Okay, so we need a close above this level on a daily note for us, you know, to come a bit higher to these areas. Okay, simple. Negative momentum on the oscillators, MACDs, whatever. RSI still above neutral, which is a good thing. We do have some nice divergence, but looks like it already played out and we are at resistance right now. Like if I zoom in, if I do this, notice we are at resistance. We pull back here and we are being rejected right now as well. Support, our first support level on the 4-hourly is somewhere on these levels. Second one is somewhere on these areas. Okay, okay, cool. So we're done with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, CRV, Aptos, Comp, Gala, FTM, Litecoin, Cardano. BTC dominance failed to get above this level, pulled back at support, kind of pushing right now. Let's have a look at the, hold on. Total 2 excluding Bitcoin, total 3 excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Just wanna have a look at what's up with alts, like what's going on, right? Yeah, this could probably go a little bit higher. Total. Yeah. Both total 2 and total 3, like this one excluding Bitcoin, the other one excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, look like they're getting some time to get some fuel. Like if we break below this level, yes, we could, you know, that could you know, make altcoins fall a bit with it. But if from these areas we push at least to these levels, like we could see a good time for altcoins, right? Yeah, guys, this was today's show. We've had a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, CRV, Aptos, Comp, Gala, FTM, Litecoin, and Cardano. I don't want to do XRP and, you know, BNB and so on and so forth. Like, we could do it just because it's the top 10, but I wanted to mix it up a little bit, and then the rest we can have a look at some other day, right? What a fight going on there. Yeah, XRP, as long as it's above 0.61-ish, it's really fine on the weekly. On the daily, negative momentum on the oscillators. MACD is bearish. RSI still above neutral, but we're still holding above this critical level, this 0.695-ish area. Like any close above that level, yes, we could, you know, pull down a little bit more to at least, you know, 0.62-ish. But right now we're just, you know, going sideways. Looks like the bears have lost, you know, steam a little bit, but the fight is still going on. Just because they're losing steam doesn't mean they're gone completely yet, but they're indeed telling us that they're losing steam a little bit. Like price action is telling us that. Our first resistance is right here. That hasn't changed yet. If I can only extend it. There you go. Same one for the daily, same one for the hourly. If we can see a close above this level, next resistance would be around 0.78-ish. Until that happens, it is whatever. I'm loving this. That's beautiful. Negative momentum on the oscillators. MACD, if I'm not mistaken, it's bearish. Let's zoom in. Yeah, we had to zoom in. It's bearish indeed. Our size below neutral, but nice push, you know, at support. Well, this was, you know, old resistance which flipped to support, right? So there's nice push, but we still need, look, this resistance is not a joke. On the daily it's the same, on the 4-hourly it's the same, obviously, and on the hourly it's the same, right? So we need to get above this area, okay, for this to push a bit higher, okay? So that's Ripple. Yeah, like without complicating things, that's Ripple. Let's head over to BNB and then we'll call it a show if there are no requests for today. This one, in some miraculous way, it decided to hold this support. Okay, and we're still, you know, within this channel. Not much has changed, but let's have a look at the weekly. Negative momentum on the oscillators. MACD is still bearish. RSI still below neutral. There are no positive divergences whatsoever, but I can see that bears, like prior weekly candle close, you know, bears a little bit, a tad tired. They seem a tad tired, but really doesn't mean anything if we can't even break above this level. I keep on forgetting I can't just extend when it's on lock. There you go. So we need to break above this level first on the 4 hourly, okay? If we can see a close above this level, yes. Next resistance. Dear God. Okay, hold on. Around these levels, okay? And after that, like, there's not much holding us until these areas, guys. So this one, in some miraculous way, like I wasn't actually expecting this, but it's still holding, And what do we always say, or what do I always say? As long as, you know, support levels do not break, then there's a decent chance that they reverse from there, right? If they break, of course, you know, we expect price action to go down a little bit, you know, just, you know, go down the drain a little bit, right? So this is what's going on with BNB so far. Major resistance is, I guess, all the way up here still, you know, around $300. Yep. Yeah, that's BNB. If we can see any 4 hourly candle close above $247, awesomeness. Next resistance would be this one. Should pull up a little bit. Hold on. Yeah, 250 to 253-ish dollars. And that was it. Bitcoin trying to do things. Is it gonna make it back above this old support which has acted as resistance for a short time now? If it gets back above it, we're back in business, I guess. Until then, we'll see what happens. It's good, like we're seeing, you know, that bears are losing steam. Doesn't mean that it's gonna push straight up just because we're seeing that bears are losing steam. We need more confirmations, you know, for us to understand that it's gonna push up. For example, a close above 29,630-ish would be good. If we see that, there's a decent chance we could, you know, go to at least, you know, 30,100-ish, somewhere around that level. But if we see a close below $29,000, okay, 29,087-ish, let's just say 29,000, okay, then there's a decent chance we pull back. So I do see that there is, you know, some steam being lost from the bears. I do see that there's some hidden divergence, okay, which is a nice telling us that there is a good likelihood for the trend to continue. But that's gonna be out of the window if we see a close below this level and we come back to these areas, okay? And with that, friends, like, yeah, thank you for joining the stream. It was a good one. Like, we had a look at the weekly candle closes for many of these altcoins. I forgot to mention Bitcoin, BNB as well at the end, where we take notes. Hold on. Yeah, thank you for all the love, the likes, the contributions. Like, you know, where the action continues when we're not live. It's on Discord, so you can find the link on the description below. And same thing that, you know, for Patreon and so on and so forth as well. And yeah, like, much love to all of you. Howley, thank you for joining as usual, and the rest of you as well. And I'll see you on the next one. Until then, take care, guys, and trade safe. Good night. And yeah, by the way, do not forget to hit that like, smash that bell, and share and so on and so forth. Okay, good night.